Hello everyone there in YouTube world. My name is General Kenobi, and welcome back to the Donkey Kong 64 Let's Play. And today, I've got a special guest with me today. Please give a warm welcome to...
Hello, everyone. I'm Andrew from the Game Display, and happy to join you today.
So yes, thank you for joining me, Andrew. This is going to be a lot of fun. Andrew is definitely a big Donkey Kong fan, so this is going to be a lot of fun. So,
Absolutely. I've definitely played the country ones a little bit more than 64, but 64 is, of course, great as well.
yes. This is actually the first 64 game I ever played. This was the game I got when I got my 64.
Nice. So you got like the bundle with the green N64 and such?
No, it was just the standard black one. My parents got the game individually.
Hey, that works too.
So last time we went through the lagoon, probably what I consider to be the worst area of the game, for obvious reasons. And now we're going through probably my favorite world, Fungi Forest. But before
Wow,
that,
look at this game on an emulator. It's like so HD.
I'm using a Project 64, so there's gonna be a ton of like graphical glitches and whatnot that I don't think you can fix. But before we head into the world, there is a Banana Fairy in here. Hit this switch up here. And there it is. And unfortunately,
So the Banana Fairies.
Yes.
Like if you played on like another save file now, would the Banana Fairy just not be there because the secrets are like shared between files, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think they are. There it is. I hate the DK Island ones because they go all over the place. Did you ever have one of these cameras? One of the Polaroid cameras?
Yes. Way back.
Yes. It's like Cranky Kong from the Donkey Kong Country games. I remember back when you had to wait an hour to get your photos developed.
Well, I think they made a little bit of a comeback in the last few years, but I haven't seen one recently.
Now there is another secret in here. However, we can't do it yet because we don't have a certain ability. But we're going to be entering Fungi Forest with Chunky Kong. And I like how we have 112 golden bananas, but we only need 50 to get in here.
Yeah, you have enough bananas to do pretty much anything at this point.
I think we do have enough if we wouldn't have to go collect another golden banana, we can actually beat the game.
I don't know, I like when it's more than 50% is required to beat it. But I guess DKC60 or DK64 just has that many golden bananas.
I think Funky. Wow, I think King K. Rool is probably one of the best Nintendo old school Nintendo villains.
I love it, and like, if there's ever another Donkey Kong Country Returns games, I really hope K. Rool's in it.
Yes. I didn't play any of the Donkey Kong bongo games. Was King K. Rool in any of those?
That's a really good question. I've played both of them. It's probably been close to 15 years, but I want to say no.
So I think this is the last game that King K. Rool was in before Smash Brothers.
Was he in, like, King of Swing. There's like the Game Boy Advance one and like the DS one. I have to admit I haven't played those. I was recently recommended by someone to play those, so I might have to look into them. But I know that those apparently.
Yeah.
Have
So we're
some
gonna switch over to Tiny Kong so I can access another area.
Yeah, this game, lots of switching, just to like press a couple buttons and then you switch back.
Yes.
No, you're not. I mean, you're not getting the bananas that are right there, which I know is not how you play, which is totally fine. But
Yeah.
for me, to like see those bananas and not collect them, like, oh my gosh, it hurts. But yeah, that would then require a lot more backtracking. Then again, just like another door inside a door.
It's like the old bug. It's like the old Bugs Bunny and Yosemite Sam trick, where Bugs just nailed a bunch of doors, and every time Sam would open a door, there'd be another one right there.
Exactly. I like how they even put one of the purple bananas on the other side of the door. So if you did go and get them, you'd still miss one.
Did you have a favorite Kong when you were playing this game?
I don't know. I always felt like DK was just like the all-around pretty good. Diddy's great too.
Yes.
I never minded the jetpack. I know some people really don't like flying with the jetpack, but once you get used to that, it's pretty good. I think most people probably feel Chunky's kind of the most like because he just doesn't jump very high and such. But he of course has his good parts too. They're all good in their own way.
Yeah.
What about you?
Chunky is actually my favorite, and I'll explain why you're here in a bit. Let's head into the armory and get an upgrade.
Nice.
And again, we have enough money. We have enough money to buy everything else in the game and not have to get any more money.
Yeah, I feel like with how much money is just kind of strewed everywhere, they could have upped the prices a little bit to make it actually feel worthwhile.
Yeah.
'Cause it is kind of lame when, you know, by the 5th level of the game, there's just no reason to collect things. And yet there's still stuff all over the place.
So now we can shoot homing ammo, which I don't like the homing ammo too much, because if you're trying to hit a button and there's an enemy anywhere close to you, instead of hitting the button, the ammo will go off screen and try and hit the enemy.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the worst part is that like you can't toggle between it. If you
Yeah.
have homing ammo, like you have to use it, right?
Correct.
So yeah, that gets annoying. It'd be nice if you could have switched.
Something
There
I
we go.
actually didn't know until I started doing this Let's Play. When you get those rainbow coins, even if you don't have all the Kongs, they start collecting money also. Because you can start you can start getting before you get Chunky Kong, so you can collect a couple of them, and then when you get Chunky Kong, he has money.
That's cool.
So this is one of the reasons why I like Chunky Kong so much.
He turns massive.
Chunky is
Yeah, it's fun.
just so different from everybody. I mean, he's this big Kong who can lift up boulders. Donkey Kong can't even lift boulders up. Yet he's such a I don't want to say coward because that's mean, but that's kind of what he is.
Yeah, he's interesting. Very interesting. The big tough guy who's also kind of scared. Yeah, like, I mean, it's a good thing to go with. It's not just like, you know, the generic, oh, he's tough and he's not afraid of anything, and, you know, that would have been pretty stale, I guess.
Yeah. And I like how some of the Kongs, their instruments match their personality. Like Diddy Kong and the guitar, I can definitely see that. And by carrying this apple, we get our first Gona banana of the area.
Yeah, seeing how the instruments and such match up with each Kong, that's pretty cool.
But and Chunky and the triangle, that's just funny.
Oh, that is funny. Nice. All right, 1 down, 24 to go.
Now,
Yeah, DK64 is notorious for having like tons of collectibles, and I think it's great. I love, you know, collecting things in video games.
yeah.
So yeah, I never really minded it, but it is a lot to replay if like you've already played it once.
Was this the last big big collectathon game that came out?
Like yeah, it was probably the last one on the 64. And then you go to like the GameCube where you you get like the Sunshine.
Well, I'm not counting like the 3D Mario games and collecting the stars. I'm talking like things like Banjo-Kazooie and this, where you have to go around and just find everything.
Like it's like absurd. It's like another level.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I think of one, I'll definitely bring it up. But I feel like the 64 was really the peak of that for sure. And Donkey Kong 64 is probably the most out there one of them all.
Yes. All right, we're gonna go into the giant mushroom. Could you imagine how big Mario would get if he ate this giant mushroom? But we're gonna do one thing in here. Then I need to go find Cranky Kong. We're gonna activate all these switches. There's one switch for every single Kong.
So this room just literally just makes you switch to all of them and shoot a switch.
Yes. And what we're gonna get out of this is a cannon that'll take us all the way up to the top, but you only have to use it once. After that, you don't need to use it again. Out of all the instruments, I actually like Lanky's the best because I actually played the trombone back in the day.
Nice.
I can still play it a little bit, but I probably need to play it for like a couple weeks to get back. Probably about a year to get back to what I was.
Oh, that's how it works, right?
Yes.
You don't practice something for a while, for sure. But that's great, though. I always thought the piano would be fun to play.
I do want to learn how to play the piano sometime.
The problem is, like, piano's a big thing to get.
Yes.
Alright, one more switch, and I get the feeling you're probably going to want to use that cannon as DK, which is why you saved him for last.
Eventually, yes, I am going to use it for DK, but not yet.
True. We're still in chunky mode here.
Yes.
Yeah, again, it's a whole new way of playing I have to wrap my mind around. Not just being like, oh, there that thing is, gotta go get it immediately.
Yes. Alright, so I'm going to actually use Chunky to climb all the way up to the top because there's a bunch of stuff for him. So in the last part, I mentioned a theory, and I wanted to bring this up with you, Andrew. There's 2 pirate ships in the lagoon. There's one of them that's sunken, and there's one that you call in with the lighthouse. My theory is that those ships are from the Donkey Kong Country games. The one that comes in from the lighthouse, I theorize that's the one from the first Donkey Kong Country where you fight King K. Rool, and the one that's kind of sunken is the first area of DKC 2.
Now here's a question for you: are those supposed to be the same boat? Isn't that like an interesting thought, right?
Yeah.
I could swear, like, I don't know, is it not implied somewhere that they're the same? And then if they are the same, then one of them could definitely be the one in this game, but
yes,
both of them could be as well. Oh no. What is this? Oh, what?
It's alright.
Where are we going? Wait, where are we? This is the... Oh, okay, back to the beginning.
Nothing reset. I just gotta get back to where I was.
So that's how the game handles that? It just kind of kicks you back to the beginning of the level?
Yes.
Weird.
I think it was pad number 3 that led me there. But it's also kind of like the theory that goes around that the wrecked ship from Super Mario World is one of the airships from Mario Bros. 3.
I think that's pretty cool. I like that.
And I actually thought of a theory of a completely different game today. I've been watching a lot of Super Metroid, And I'll finish that thought here in just a second. Let's go on Cranky's Lab, and I already got the special coin you get for playing the game.
Oh, you already got that one. Nice.
Thank you. Well, I didn't actually know that coin was easy.
As a kid, I had a little bit of trouble. I didn't get either the rare coin or the Nintendo coin until like I needed them.
Yes.
I didn't realize they existed before that.
And that's actually it for the abilities we get in this world. We get some more abilities in the next world. But the Super Metroid theory I have, there's a wrecked ship, and I know this wasn't brought up until Zero Mission, but I actually wonder if the stuff in Zero Mission did happen in the original Metroid, it just wasn't playable until Zero Mission. If that wrecked ship is the ship that explodes at the end of Zero Mission.
Hey, that's a good theory. See, I love little things that you can kind of like connect like that.
Yeah.
Now, see, I think it might be around here in the grass somewhere. Alright, maybe not this grass. But yeah, there's definitely a patch of grass somewhere. Yeah, it might not be this one then. Where like you can't see it under the grass because it's literally just like solid graphic, but
Yeah.
if you notice that you walk over it, then it is actually one of those DK patches of dirt. And it took people years to find that. Oh,
Probably-
but we just changed the Lanky Kong now.
And I'm actually going to go in there with Lanky Kong. There's only one thing I'm going to be doing with him. I'm going to get his blueprint, but other than I'm not doing anything else with Lanky Kong because we can't get everything with Lanky Kong in this area yet. The ever
So what do you think about, oh, sorry?
the ever popular gaming sin backtracking.
Absolutely. Oh, and missing bananas. Oh, no.
Hi Charge Beam. Bye Charge Beam.
Exactly. So what do you think about this possibly being originally going to be a Banjo-Kazooie level? Or like, you know, if not this like exact level, but like
It actually
the
does
Fungi
fit
Forest
because
was
we
going to
haven't
be a level.
we haven't seen the main gimmick of this level, which is changing the time, which was something that was done in a Banjo-Kazooie, where you went through the different seasons in the last world.
Yes. If anything, the name Click Clock Wood almost makes you think more of like changing of time of day, and not actually season. Now that I think about it.
You remember the minecart levels?
Absolutely.
We're about to do one.
Oh yes, this is a classic. Yeah, the minecart levels in this game are very interesting.
Yes. And no, there's not a warp barrel that can just shoot us to the very end.
Could even be this patch grass. All right, here we go.
I like how we got a stronger ground pound. It's like what, to hit the ground just a little bit harder.
Exactly, right? I also like how DK coins now have lost like all of their value. Inflation really ruined the Donkey Kong currency economy. They just leave them lying around now.
And that TNT barrel actually will hit us if you don't start speeding up. There's like
Yeah,
a
this is pretty crazy.
Do you remember the Donkey Kong arcade game in this?
Oh, absolutely. It was the
Oh.
first time I ever played the pie level.
Yeah, I actually never. I played the Donkey Kong game that came out on the Game Boy. It was the first of the Donkey Kong Mario vs. Donkey Kong series. I never actually played the arcade version until this game.
Cool.
Oh, and when I played through that, I used save states like crazy.
Wait, when you did it in this Let's Play?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Having
Just
to
so
beat the whole thing in one life is pretty nasty. But yeah, the first time I ever played the Donkey Kong arcade game was on Donkey Kong Classics on the NES. And in that one, they take out 50M, so it goes right from 25 to 75. But as a kid, I didn't realize that. So when I first played the Pie Factory level, I was like, whoa. Like, it's weird to see just how advanced the NES games eventually got, but then to think that, you know, they couldn't make that level in Donkey Kong on the NES.
Yep. And there we go.
Well done, first try. Very well done.
And that leads us to this area.
Now that patch of grass looks suspicious. Why are you saying that about every patch of grass?
Oh, wait.
Oh. Oh, you did it! Good job.
Thank you, Andrew, for pointing that out.
You're welcome. Yeah, it was a very well kept secret for many years.
Yes. Now I'm going to open that, but I'm not going to go in there just yet. Let's see, I want to come over. No, the other side. We got this room. And we have to switch over to Donkey Kong. Can I do that in here? Yes, I can. Finding the tag barrels is always fun.
So there are ROM hacks, I know, that just let you switch your character anywhere. Which, I mean, there's a part of me that's like, that's amazing. There's a part of me also that's like, no, that's not how the game was made. You can't play it that way. I mean, it would probably be so convenient. Maybe too convenient.
Yes. So now that we have the stronger ground pound, we can hit these blue switches. Which, again, do you just hit the ground harder?
Exactly.
Alright, so we got 3 levers in here. And there's actually they would correspond to a code, and I can't see the code from there. There we go. I think it's 21132.
And it takes forever to pull them. Nice. And you just arbitrarily have to change to nighttime to get that. Like, is there any reason at all for that?
Now I am going to go ahead and grab this balloon just so I don't have to come into this cage again.
Nice.
There we go.
Well done.
Alright, so now we need to get We need to get another barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Which I love how in DKC barrels were all over the place. They're kind of like one of the main staples of the game. In this game, they're hardly anywhere. I don't think
I always thought that too. Mm-hmm.
I don't think the tag barrels can necessarily count. Well, there's the tag barrel and there's the barrels that allow you to do different things with different Kongs. But other than that, you don't see barrels too often.
Exactly. You're thinking barrels that you like pick up and throw, and actually, like that steel barrel. It's funny that there aren't really any of those at all in Donkey Kong Country 2. And then they made it come back in Donkey Kong Country 3 when it came to getting the DK coins.
Yes.
But yeah, in this game, there's that tutorial like right at the beginning that teaches you about picking up and throwing barrels, and then you like hardly ever need to do that afterwards. Yeah, I thought it was very underutilized as well. All right, what are we doing with this?
We're gonna actually be using this to get a golden banana. So what we do is we put this on the conveyor belt and get out of the way. Oh no! I didn't start that muncher thing. I think I gotta do that in another room.
No problem. Yeah, there's always lots of steps that need to be followed precisely.
See, we use the P-switch to get the spring to get the silver P-switch.
Exactly. Yeah, Donkey Kong 64 kind of feels like a ROM hack of itself sometimes.
I just find this too funny. The biggest, strongest Kong uses a triangle.
Exactly. I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with the triangle. I wonder if there are Donkey Kong 64 ROM hacks, or people are just like, I'm not touching that. I think that the Banjo-Kazooie ROM hacking scene's finally making some progress. And of course, Mario 64 has taken off a lot in recent years.
Yes. Which do you think has the bigger library of games? Mario 64 or Super Mario?
Like how many ROM hacks there are for it?
Yeah, ROM hacks.
And when you say Super Mario, like anyone in particular?
The Super Mario World.
Okay, Super Mario World. I would say to this point, probably still Mario World, just because the barrier of entry for ROM hacking Mario World is so low. Like, it's so easy to just boot up a ROM and just mess with a few objects in level 105 and then save and then you're done, right?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like there's definitely more of a learning curve to doing anything with Mario 64. So yeah, I think that Mario World likely still has it outnumbered, but it's great to see the number of 64 ROM hacks increasing as well.
Also, Super Mario World has probably one of the best ROM hacks ever.
Is that so?
I think it's Alpha, Delta. What was it?
So yeah, Super Mario Omega, a ROM hack created by me back in 2009. I appreciate you saying
Really?
that, though. Thank you. Yeah, it's like a bajillion years old now.
So yeah, we use those we crush those silver barrels, and it doesn't destroy that thing, but we still get a golden banana out of it. And something I could have done was I could have brought all three of those in here, activated the spiky thing, then used DK to activate the conveyor belt, and actually would have given us the golden banana right there. But with how many graphical glitches this thing has, I did not want to risk doing that.
Probably a good call. Are there any situations where you can get a golden banana as like the wrong Kong and it adds it to the wrong counter?
No. For whatever reason, on this emulator, it doesn't grade things out. But in the original game, if there was something that you could not collect as a certain Kong, it would be grayed out. Like the different color bananas, the golden bananas, if it was one you couldn't collect with the certain Kong, it would be grayed out.
Yep. Like those ones for the DK bananas look correct there.
Yes.
Very nice.
I actually do need to head back to the giant mushroom, and let's see if there's something I can actually climb up the thing.
Right. Yeah, I've never had good luck with N64 ROMs. Like, I could never get Paper Mario ROM to work.
Yeah.
When I tried to play Paper Mario Pro Mode,
yes.
I actually had to play it on my Wii. I got an N64 emulator on my Wii, and I played it on that, and man, did it chug and crash sometimes. But that was the only way I could play it. It actually works better on my homebrewed Wii than it did on my computer.
I actually have a different emulator that I use for when I want to play Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time randomizers.
Those randomizers look really cool.
They are a lot of fun. Pretty much, it adds something new to a game you've played 1,000 times, because then you got to kind of think about what you're going to do next. Because you can go to the one of the things you can do is randomize the dungeon entrances. So you can go to the Deku Tree, but it might pop you out of like the Spirit Temple.
And what if you go to like, you know, a village or something? If you just go into like a random house, could that also be a dungeon entrance?
I don't think it goes that far.
Okay. Check every house, every door, see if it leads to a dungeon. I mean, that'd be cool. The thing that always scares me about doing like a Ocarina of Time randomizer is that there's probably going to be some really important item and like a hole in the ground somewhere that I've forgotten about. And
Yes.
I'll spend the whole game looking for it, and then I'll feel really silly once I find it. But I mean, yeah, I think that's, from what I've seen of Ocarina of Time randomizers, they look like a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, they actually, okay, I was gonna say that's the back of the ladder, but no. Like, that'd be pretty mean if they just hit a banana back there. Yeah, it's been quite a few years since my last full playthrough of this game, so I remember generally where things are.
Yes.
But like down to like the single bananas, I sometimes forget. And speaking of single bananas, one thing that's always really bothered me about Banjo-Tooie was that the levels were like 10 times the size of the levels in the original Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes.
But they put all of the notes and all of the items overall into these nests that just, you know, they're just like all in a bunch. So instead of having this massive
watch out for those
items,
holes there. I've actually fallen into them a couple times. There's like two holes coming up here, and if you fall, you're going all the way back down to the second entrance.
Yeah, that's not fun. Falling down. It's almost like you just wish it would cost a life or something and start you back up at the top. Okay, but as soon as you go out the door, that kind of acts as a checkpoint, thankfully. But yeah, that's the thing about Banjo-Tooie, is that like the levels are way bigger, and yet they put all the items into these nests, so like there's less to do in the levels. You can get like almost every single note in the first level of Banjo-Tooie by like walking in a straight line. It made no sense that they did that. So,
all right, now even though we can't get down here during the day, we can actually cheese in to get down there. I'm going to do that here in just a second, but first there's one more going to banana up here.
Yeah, cheesing things is always fun.
All right, so we got one of those picture things, and we just got Chunky's banana medal.
Nice. Always a good way to just get rid of the enemies.
Yes. We have 1 minute to make Chunky's face.
Feels like a Mario Party minigame.
That's probably where they got the idea.
Nice. Wow.
Can you imagine if they did that with the stars of Mario? It's like a banana appears here, and it's like, oh, banana. Could you imagine if they did that with the stars in Super Mario 64? It's like, ooh, a star.
Something like that. Yeah, that'd be weird. I don't know how Donkey Kong 64 gets, like, I mean, like, Mario games have their version of that, but it's usually just like a sound effect, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Donkey Kong 64 definitely had its funky moments, and there you go. That's a nice roll there.
And we got the battle arena. I love doing these as Chunky Kong. I do it as Chunky whenever I can.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ah, crud.
It gets pretty crowded sometimes.
So what are some new games you played recently?
Absolutely. The favorite thing I've probably played this year would be Crash Bandicoot 4. Now, technically, if you had a PS4 or such, that would have come out last year. But I got it for the Switch. It came out earlier this year, and oh, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. As someone who loved the original 3 Crash Bandicoots, and who even played Wrath of Cortex
Yes.
on the next generation, which it was fine. It definitely wasn't as good as the classics, but it held up there as well. But to play Crash Bandicoot 4, oh, I loved it. It was definitely an awesome throwback to the classic games.
Yes. All right. Now, unfortunately, I'm at that point where I got to go searching around for those last couple bananas. Let's see, I need 15 bananas.
Probably like a balloon somewhere, maybe, and then
I have an idea of where I can look.
But yeah, so Crash Bandicoot 4 was great. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2 recently just came out on the Switch. So again, another game that came out on PS4 a year ago. But I don't really mind waiting for games to come out because I have so much else to do these days and so many other games to play that unless it's something like I need to play immediately, I don't mind waiting an extra few months to play it. So yeah, that recently came out and that was a lot of fun. Overall, 2021 has been a great year for games, and it's still going to be a great year because I feel like after everything that happened last year, companies pretty much held off on their plans to release anything. So now we're suddenly getting like a massive number of great games this year. For anyone who hasn't played it, like Daegyakuten Seiben 1 and 2 comes out next week, I believe, or compared to when this is uploaded, it comes out in July. So anyone who's looking forward to that can play it. Monkey Ball 1+2 comes out later in the year. There's of course the Pokemon Diamond remake. So much great stuff still coming out this year.
I'm actually wondering what the next PlayStation Classic game they're going to remake is. I would actually love for them to remake either the original Metal Gear Solid or Ape Escape.
Both of those would be excellent.
Yes.
Yes, those would be great. I could see Ape Escape. I'm shocked that Ape Escape never had a collection. Especially like in the PS3 days, everything got a collection.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm really surprised we haven't seen like an Ape Escape collection. Yeah, I'd love to play that again.
See, I don't think there was anything for Chunky that required me to change the time of day, but I've been wrong. I have been wrong before.
Oh, red balloon. There's always a balloon flying around there. Yeah, the draw distance always causes trouble too. There's the well where you do the minecart.
I don't think there was any bananas on this end, but I will double check. Nope.
That's puzzling. I feel like if this game got a modern remake, there would be like a sensor or something that would like tell you, oh, you've missed some bananas over here or something like that in this direction.
Like in the Spyro games.
Yeah, something like that. Exactly. Yes.
Oh, I definitely abuse that.
Yeah, I totally hear you. Sometimes it's ridiculous. It's like, well, just jump off this random edge or something, and there's like a secret down here. So, yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, Spyro definitely has its fair share of things you need to collect, especially with like the gems everywhere and such.
I guess
I
we
need to
can.
play more of the HD remake of that too.
The thing I didn't like about the HD Spiral remakes was the speedways. In the original, I can beat all the speedways pretty much in one shot. The remake, every single speedway, I had to try like 3 or 4 times.
There's something about the camera angle that bothers me. I don't know if it's just a remake thing or what, but like I feel like it's always too zoomed in. I noticed when I was playing it, but like I don't remember the original game being like that.
Remember in Spyro 2, we kind of saw the early version of Ratchet and Clank?
Oh.
And it was I think it was Hurricos, where you had to go around collecting like the I think it was like diodes or something to advance to each area. And there was an enemy big guy that had a wrench, and and he was working on a little metal robot that was wandering around.
Oh yes. Huh.
All right. Well, I'll switch over to Donkey Kong. Maybe by finding all of Donkey Kong's bananas, maybe I'll find Chunky's bananas.
I could. Oh, do you see that?
They're coins.
Oh, just coins?
Yeah, they're coins.
Oh, I see. Yep. Darn it. All right, it's DK time then.
Yeah, the star of the game, and you only use them for a fifth of the level.
Hey, you play as him more in this game than you do in Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3.
True. Yeah, come play Donkey Kong Country 2, where DK is been captured, and then Donkey Kong Country 3, where you don't even see him until the very end of the game.
I don't think in DKC 2 anybody complained about not having to play as DK, honestly. In DKC 1, who do you want to play as, DK or Diddy? I think the answer there is obvious. So, yeah, it never bothered me much that like you couldn't play as him in the other games.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess Donkey Kong 64 came with the expansion pack included.
Yes.
So when you got the game as a kid, it just came with it.
Yes, because I think it was the first game that required that extra memory.
Yes, it was. That's how it worked for me too. I got DK64 and it came with the expansion, and then I think a year or two later, Majora's Mask came out, and thankfully I had the expansion already because it came with Donkey Kong 64.
Which game? Oh, you probably played Ocarina of Time first, and then you played Majora's Mask.
Absolutely.
I think I'm trying to think what the first Zelda game I ever played was. It may have been the first one that came out. The first one I completed was probably Ocarina of Time. It amazes you how difficult some of the older Nintendo games are.
I love it. I don't know. I've never seen NES Zelda as being like top tier difficulty. I've done both the original quest and second quest without a death before. I feel like if you stock up enough on like potions, and you just, especially like the hardest part of the NES Zelda games is when you start out because you only have 3 hearts. But as you get heart containers and more rupees and more items, I feel like you can get along pretty well.
I'm gonna take a short break here. We'll be right back.
A few moments later.
All right. Where were we?
We were talking about classic Zelda.
Ah, yes. We're about to finally see the gimmick of this area. Maybe.
Maybe.
There we go.
With the whole purpose of just like removing random gates in places.
So now
Click Clockwood makes more sense though for a name like this level, but yes.
we're now at nighttime, and a lot of things change. The enemies change, the atmosphere changes. We can now go to certain areas that we couldn't get to before. And I actually just realized there's something I forgot to do here with Chunky Kong. I forgot to get his blueprint.
Ah. Of course, very important.
Yes.
Were those bananas around the tree? No, those are blue. Or not the tree, the mushroom.
Alright, I think the quickest way to do this would be to take the cannon. It's on the other side. Now they could have just as easily made those barrels, but
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. There's a lot more like barrel cannons than there are just barrels in this game.
yeah. Where am I gonna land? All right, I think this will work. Or I need to get lower. I need to go a little lower. Oh, there's some bananas.
Aha! So this area all along. Wait a second.
There we go.
For a second, it looked like you couldn't get them. So I bet the balloon's probably out here as well.
Yes,
There
it is.
you
I can
go.
see it.
It's funny, that punch looks like it should be so strong, and yet it doesn't really seem to do all that much.
Alright, I'm gonna take him out before I fall.
Nice, though.
There we go. Now let's get DK back. Ah, oops. Well, this actually works because I think there's a tag barrel right up here, and there's something for DK right here. Number one, these bananas. Number two, the barrel blasts.
These are always fun.
Yes. And I guess we can call those brambles.
Yeah, really. I never really thought of it as a throwback to that, but yeah, it kind of is. I also don't understand, though, why the barrels with the stars on them. Like, sometimes they shoot you instantly, right? But then other times
Yes.
you don't get shot instantly. Like, that goes against Donkey Kong Country convention. I always like the remixes when you're doing the barrel blast. Oh.
Yeah, what you want to do there is aim for the hoop.
Yes, yes, yes. Sorry, for a second I thought that the hoop was supposed to like make something happen, but no, that's like the default
crud, I missed.
symbol. Oh. Well. At least it just drops you right back. It'd be mean if it made you like have to walk back to it.
Yes. But no, that probably the best game I played back in 2020 was the Persona 5 Royal.
Oh yes.
I actually got that just before the lockdown happened. Do you all still have to wear masks in Canada, or has that been lifted?
Nope, that's still very much a thing where I am. How about there?
Here, if you have been fully vaccinated, you do not have to wear a mask. And I am.
Oh, you got it that time.
I am.
No, it was this one that you missed.
Yeah, this one. I am fully vaccinated. I do not have to wear a mask anymore.
All right, and it's not even like It's a banana.
Ah,
Oh!
crud!
If you if you lose the bonus game, I think you gotta get all the way back there too. So it's even more stressful.
Well, that's only if you leave the bonus game. If you fail it, it just says, "Do you want to try again?"
Right, right.
What do you think this is? DK Country 2 unveiled?
Exactly. Oh yeah, you failed the bonus game. Enjoy spending 30 minutes getting back to it.
Now, if I beat the bonus game, is my internet gonna clonk out?
Very good throwback to Miles Luigi. We've been playing Mario World all night.
Yes.
Play 2-player, and the first time in his life, he got a perfect win on the Mario World 100 star point bonus game, and then the internet went out. Oh, save state.
Just in case.
Just in case. Nicely done, though.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Do you remember this bonus game?
Yeah, this one can't you kind of just like rapid fire it almost?
Just about, yeah. Oh, come on, I hit that one.
No problem. Yeah, if there's one thing about Donkey Kong 64 that was always kind of it's definitely that the bonus games are more like mini games, unlike the other Donkey Kong Country games where it's like, you know, it actually utilizes the skills that you've been honing
Yes.
throughout the whole game. Where the bonus games in Donkey Kong 64 are very much just like, all right, here's a random thing that's disconnected from everything else. Enjoy. Except for the ones that happen right at the end, and those were actually really good.
Yes.
They feel like bonus games that really fit with the rest of the game, which is weird that they like kind of did that so late in the game. But I don't know how much you want me to talk about later on. People might not know. But...
Not too much.
Yeah. Just get hyped. I love the end of the game.
The video ended up being unreleased because things just got in the way. But I did a top 30 boss list with two friends of mine, and I actually had the final boss from this as like I think it was like number 3.
It's a really good boss fight.
It is good final boss. Something I hope they release is I hope they release another true Banjo-Kazooie game.
I know, right? But with Rare, like, ugh. I don't even know. It's so weird, the whole Banjo-Kazooie situation.
Yes.
But, like, yeah, if there was ever, like, everything else is coming back. There's, like, a real Crash 4 now. And it did just fine. The argument was always that, like, there can't be, modern collectathons or whatever. It's not the, the time for that. But then, obviously, games like Hat in Time did just fine. So, I definitely think a Banjo-Kazooie could do really well right now.
The only time you have to use the cannons in this area.
Yep. Nicely done. Yeah, that would not be possible without them. Alright.
Let's see, I don't think... No, there... Oh, yeah. Oh, there is something up here. Thinking there's nothing up here, then there's bananas. Alright, just one more spot with Donkey Kong. You know, I think we went to collect the banana here, but I got sidetracked.
Oh yes. Nicely done.
Alright. Gonna head over to this thorny area, and I think this is the first time I've come across these guys. They're skeleton crocs. I forget the name of the main enemy of the game.
Gremlings.
Gremlings, thank you.
No
And,
problem. Yeah.
Depending on how you hit them is how they react. If you hit them slightly, their head will pop off and they'll still attack you. If you hit them hard enough, they will go down in one shot.
All right, it's invincibility time.
Yes.
Yeah, Rareware liked their thorns that you needed like golden feathers or some sort of invincibility to touch. Banjo-Kazooie had a lot of those too. You know, when it's nighttime, this whole area really gives a whole Mad Monster Mansion vibe.
Yes. Kind of foreshadowing a later world.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, there's 5 bananas left. I think they're inside, but I want to check around here just in case. Oh, there's my blueprint. Now, I'm glad this area is lit up, because as a kid, it was so dark over here. When I had the, this is that. Oh, okay, it's not mine. I had my shooter out, and I had the homing ammo. When the reticle turns green, if there's something in range that'll home in on it. I thought there was a button there. No, all it was doing was homing in on that enemy.
Oh. So yeah, Donkey Kong 64 also has a multiplayer mode that doesn't get very often discussed. And then when I think of the homing ammo, like that's where you want it.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the single player, not so much.
Something Beige and me are going to be looking into if it'll work is the last part of this Let's Play that we do, and there's all 100 of our bananas. Is
Nice.
we're actually gonna the final part we're gonna go over the multiplayer stuff.
Very cool. Yeah, it definitely never, like, the N64 has so many good multiplayer games.
Yes. Yeah.
That Donkey
Mario
Kong 64, yeah.
Mario Kart, all the Mario Party games. Banjo-Tooie had some pretty cool multiplayer stuff.
Yep, absolutely. Of course, like GoldenEye.
Yes.
You know, even like the original Smash Brothers. Because
Yes.
why not?
I hate. This is one of the mini games I hate.
Yeah, this one, you really got to like read ahead, and then even sometimes it doesn't really feel all that fair.
Ah, crud.
No problem. But see, again, like, this has nothing to do with the rest of the game.
Yes.
It just comes out of nowhere. But yeah, talking about Banjo-Tooie and its multiplayer, like, I love how they incorporated, like, the, you know, like, the mini-games. Like, that's the thing about Banjo... well, kind of. Yes, Banjo-Tooie also had situations where the mini-games felt a little bit disconnected from the rest of the game, but then there was always some that, you know, did utilize kind of the skills you picked up just playing the main game as well. But yeah, I thought it was really cool how they packaged those in kind of like a multiplayer mode. That was always a lot of fun playing
For
that
the
back
record,
in
I
the
wasn't
day.
hitting any direction. I just changed lanes.
It's a bonus stage.
Yeah, this is about the extent of what save states. So I don't. So there are certain spots I don't have to do again, or if I keep failing the bonus game, I don't have to keep hearing the same thing over and over again. And I just screwed myself over on this one.
I hear you, no problem. You can also speed up too, which, I mean,
Yes.
it makes sense to want to go slow, but sometimes by speeding up, you can also just kind of like inch in front of the TNT before it gets it too. Like now you go up. Yeah, now you should be good for a little bit. Yeah, nice. That guy's coming to the outside, so you're gonna have to swap to the middle. Hey, they're both on the outside. Very good. Let's see, what should you do? Hey, that one goes to the middle.
I got it. I got it this time.
Nice, and then to the outside again, or yeah, you're gonna be good either way. Well done. And that's all of them.
That's all of them. I turn the blueprints is the last thing I do. I turn them all in at once.
Oh yeah.
Now we're gonna use Tiny Kong.
Very nice. So, as a kid, like, you know, why Tiny Kong? Why not Dixie? You could have just given Dixie the ability to shrink. Like,
Yeah.
it seems strange to create a whole new Kong when, like, you already had, you know, Dixie Kong, for example.
Well, if you think
or even Chunky Kong, like, that easily could have been Kitty Kong or something. Not saying that there's a problem with, of course, what they did create, but it is just weird that, you know, in terms of playable characters, only Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong come back.
Now we do need to get in here. However, there's a problem. It needs to be daytime. However, what we need to do in there is we need to do it nighttime. That's where Chunky came in at when we went in there earlier. He broke up in a box, and now we can shrink down and go inside. By the way, fair warning here: if anybody has arachnophobia, don't watch this next section.
Games love their spider bosses. Mario Galaxy had one. Of course, Zelda has one.
So we got a mini boss. We got to take out the spiders. Oop. Something I didn't necessarily like about Banjo-Kazooie, but they changed it in Banjo-Tooie, was the little dance that Banjo does every time you get a Jiggy.
You didn't like that?
I didn't necessarily like that too much.
Just because it
crud! I missed.
time-consuming?
Yeah, I guess that's part of it. But what you want to do here is after you take out the I guess once you take out his children, because what else would you call these little guys? You take out your weapon and you aim between the eyes. That's gotta hurt. Just the point.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
point.
just poking yourself in the eye is no fun.
So what do you think of Water Worlds?
See, personally, I've never really had much against water levels. It seems like there are a lot of people who don't like them all that much. I feel like they can sometimes be slower moving. So if a water level is well made, then
Yes.
I definitely don't have any problem with them. But yeah, like if it's just, you know, there's not much to do and You're just kind of swimming around. Then yeah, it's not necessarily that fun. Like I guess Clanker's Cavern in the original Banjo-Kazooie, like that's kind of pretty much the game's water level.
Yes.
And I love Clanker's Cavern. And then on the other hand, in Banjo-Tooie, you get Jolly Roger's.
Jolly Roger Bay.
Yeah, I almost said Lagoon.
Yeah, it is Lagoon.
Yeah, it is Lagoon. Yeah, I always get confused. Got Jolly Roger Bay and Mario 64, Jolly Roger Lagoon and Banjo-Tooie. And I don't know. I never enjoyed it as much as Clanker's Cavern, just because I feel like there's a lot more just swimming and not doing much.
Yeah.
Where in Clanker's Cavern, you're always kind of going somewhere and doing something. It felt like. I just like how difficult it was. That was Clanker's Cavern, despite being the third level of the game, was where it separates the people who like don't know what they're doing and the people who are like masters at the game. Going down there and getting that key, oh, as a kid, that destroyed me. But I love it now. I love it.
They did change that in Banjo-Tooie, where if you run out of air, you'll slowly start to run out of health.
Is that true? I
Yes.
can't think of a time in Banjo-Tooie when I ever ran out of health. Because again, in Jolly Roger Bay, or Lagoon, so early on, you change it with Mumbo so that like you just have infinite air in that level.
Yes.
And then, oh yeah, and
Oh,
then, you can also
probably the areas where you need air is,
Like-
is when you go into like a gaseous area.
Exactly, that's it. It's not so much water in Banjo-Tooie, but like when you can't breathe, like
Yeah.
the air. That's also, yeah. So in that case, you're right. You do then start running out of health. But otherwise, yeah, I don't think I've ever actually died underwater in Banjo-Tooie.
I actually played
Unlike
two. I
Banjo-Kazooie,
actually
it
played.
happens all the time.
I played Tooie before I played Kazooie, so I was used to if you run out of air, your health just starts going down. So I start playing Banjo-Kazooie, and it gets to where I have to go down to Clinker's Cavern and get the key. And I'm about to run out of air, but I'm thinking, oh, if it's all right, I'll just use what health I have to get up to the surface. Nope.
And of course, my favorite level in Banjo-Kazooie is Rusty Bucket Bay. And that's a classic for like accidentally running out of air.
Yes.
Especially when you gotta kind of go underneath the boat to get those 4 notes.
Yes.
Yeah, and also, you know, the machine, the engine room is also classic for like needing like 2 more notes and then whoops, gotta restart. I know
Yep.
in the Xbox Live version they changed it so that notes save, but that's no fun. That's no
We like starting things over again. We
Absolutely.
like being at the very last note. It's the last thing you need to do, and then dying, and then I got to collect everything again.
Oh, absolutely. As a kid, I had like 96 notes in Click Clock Wood and then fell. But
Yes.
I died and had to start all over again.
I guess in the Donkey Kong world, you don't need to be able to breathe underwater. Well, you can breathe underwater.
Exactly.
Actually, when I sleep at night, sometimes I have some trouble sleeping, so I'll put on some like very soothing music. Right now, what I've been listening to is actually the underwater theme from Donkey Kong Country 1.
Oh yes, aquatic ambience, a very, very
Yes.
classic theme. Yeah, underwater themes can be very good.
They can be very soothing.
Yeah, very calming for sure. You'd likely also want to check out the underwater music from Donkey Kong Country 3 GBA because it's a remix of that.
See, I need to go to the. We're finally going to be going to the big tree area. Oh, okay. I thought okay. I thought those were also Chinese bananas.
Yeah, sometimes it can throw you off a little bit.
Especially when you're partially colorblind. Wrong area. It's 1, 3. There it is. Got some bananas around here.
Mm-hmm. And the shrink barrel.
Yep. I was just getting the bananas. One of 3 returning animal buddies.
Yes, that's it. It's very true. It's funny how all the returning animal buddies were from the first Donkey Kong Country too.
Oh, crud, I didn't want to do that.
Whoop.
It's like I am floating over the hole. How am I not going in there? Yeah, the only returning animal buddies is Squawks, Rambi, and On Guard.
Yep. No Squitter, no Radley, no Ellie.
And you only use On Guard once. So you did use Rambi twice, but I haven't got to the second time yet.
Isn't that weird? Like, it's so few.
And it's like that was a staple of the Donkey Kong Country games was using the animal buddies.
Yep.
But it's probably the developers are probably like, we're giving you 5 playable characters. What more do you want?
I mean, they took the time to program them in. It wouldn't have hurt to include them a couple more times.
All right, so what we're supposed to do here is use our exploding oranges. Let's just use the entire thing.
Very game breaking.
All right, we did collect the seed. I was right on top of it when it appeared. And then we used the cannon to get out of here. In the lagoon, there's actually a minigame that's kind of that's based around the cannons that appeared in Donkey Kong Country 2, where you had to take a cannonball to a cannon, and then shoot cannonballs out of it.
Yes. I love throwbacks like that. Like, yeah, Rareware really knew what they were doing.
Yes.
You know, like they just enough references to other content, and always throwbacks and such. Like, oh, Rareware was so good in their prime. What's your opinion of Star Fox Adventures?
I've actually never played any of the Star Fox games. I probably should.
It's very interesting. I mean, yeah, Star Fox Adventures is of course the one that's more Zelda-esque. You don't really need to have ever played any of the other Star Fox games to kind of jump into that one. So if you're just looking for something that's kind of like Zelda, but it's not quite, Star Fox Adventures is definitely an interesting choice. It started off as just Dinosaur Planet, an N64 game. Before I think it was Miyamoto saw it, and he was like, you know what? That should be a Star Fox game. And then, yeah, history was made. Unfortunately, it feels kind of rushed in the end, but I enjoyed it for what it was.
I hate it when things are rushed out.
Yeah.
Because when things are rushed out, that's when we get things like Sonic 06.
It could have been such a good game.
Yes.
It's such a shame what happened to Sonic 06. They split the teams, one to work on Sonic 06, and one to work on Sonic at the Secret Rings. And then, Sonic series has never been the same since.
I actually did not mind the human element that they added. I did not mind that. I didn't mind how Dr. Robotnik looked. I thought he actually looked somewhat normal.
Yep.
than what he normally looks like. What I didn't like was pretty much how every single thing you did brought up a loading screen.
Yes, absolutely. I played the PS3 version, so I felt that a lot. And the glitches, like if they worked out the loading times and the glitches, it's fine. Again, the story and the human Sonic interaction never bothered me.
Yeah.
Well, fictional universe.
Actually,
take it for what it is.
I finally got so fed up with the game, I actually never completed it.
And I don't blame you for that either. I toughed it out till the end, and I'm happy I did. But man, it can be tough at times because of how glitchy it is.
Definitely my favorite Sonic game was definitely Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
And Knuckles?
Yes, I had a PC ROM of the game, so I actually was able to play the entirety of Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Yes. Yeah, the Windows version was
Yes.
great. I even loved some of the soundtrack too. The
Actually-
changes that had to be made for PC.
I remember playing that back in the day, and the getting the Chaos Emeralds was actually a challenge. Now I can do it fairly easily, and I think that was the last game where you actually had to go out of your way to find the Chaos Emeralds, like bonus areas and whatnot. After that, all the games were like, here, have an emerald.
I agree. I like that. Hey, here's actually a real bonus game.
Yes.
Requires a real skill. How did that accidentally happen? Yeah, I forgot that sometimes they actually did make real bonus games.
Okay.
And it's janky.
There you go. Can I save it?
You got this. You got this.
Well done.
Nice.
And unfortunately, it's not like DKC2 where you can actually the timer can be on 0 for a couple seconds before you actually fail the game. And this, as soon as it hits 0, that's it.
Exactly, right? Yeah, DKC2, thankfully it's a little forgiving in that regard.
Especially
see, the thing about
especially
this
for your
game is that-
unveiled.
Absolutely. The thing about this game is that when it hits 0 though, you win. Or when you've done everything, you win. Where in DKC2, it's like, alright, I got all the stars, I defeated all the enemies, where's the coin? And then,
Yes.
don't make it in time.
Alright, let's head back to the first area. We're gonna get those bananas that I just walked. I walked in front of earlier.
Hmm?
When I switched over to Tiny to open up the gate and then switch back to Chunky, you're like, no, get the bananas.
Those 5 bananas, one of them on the other side of the door. Excellent, though.
And
So you
75.
mentioned that. Yeah, very nice for the medal. You mentioned that this was your favorite level. My favorite level is Frantic Factory. For me, you just can't beat factory themed levels. I love
Yes.
it. Grunt the Industries, best level of Banjo-Tooie. Even though it's way too massive.
I like how Banjo-Tooie took the concept of the original game and just expanded on it.
Yeah, expanded is the right word. It's kind of too big. I think that Banjo-Kazooie 1's levels were very well sized. Especially
Yes.
considering back then you had to collect all of the notes in one kind of play. Where sometimes Banjo-Tooie's levels are just like, alright, it's way too big, I'm just walking around too much and doing nothing too much of the time. But yeah, I think that Banjo-Kazooie was just right. I thought it was cool how in Banjo-Tooie all the levels are connected. So you can go
Yes.
between all the levels without ever actually going back to the hub world. That was pretty cool.
Something I never noticed until years later, they got onto Grunty for all her rhyming. And it's like just stop already, and then they gave the rhyming to Jam Jars.
True.
But I think for Jam Jars it actually makes a little more sense because of what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a drill instructor when they do marches and whatnot. They're rhyming, so it makes sense.
Yep. Very true. How much of Nuts and Bolts have you played?
Very little of it. I've tried so many times to get into it. I just could not get into the car building and whatnot. Bayesian really enjoyed it when it first came out.
I'm in the same boat. I every once in a while pick it up. I think like it's such a shame because it looks really nice. There's definitely elements of Banjo-Kazooie there, but I just don't have interest in the car aspect.
There's throwbacks to all of to both Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie in some of the worlds, but it's not enough to keep your interest.
Absolutely. Maybe I'll have to try it again someday.
Yeah. I got 10 bananas I gotta find. And I actually forget where those last tiny balloon bananas were. Actually, I think I might know. Gonna switch to Diddy a second because there's a quick way. No, there's a teleport pad. Nope. No, that's a lanky balloon. That's a lanky balloon. Go searching for him later. Switch over to Diddy Kong.
A few moments later.
Alright, so what do we have to do as Diddy?
There's actually a couple things we can do here. There's some bananas form up top, and there's a bonus barrel. Let's see. There should be a Diddy barrel around here somewhere.
Here we go. Time to fly.
I actually really enjoyed doing this.
I understand why people have trouble with it, but like, yeah, I don't see any problem.
Welcome to bonus stage.
I actually hate snakes, so the idea of shoving melons down their throats is actually kind of appealing.
I guess I haven't encountered enough real-life snakes to know whether or not I like them or not.
You've just seen the Indiana Jones movies, right?
Yes, yeah, of course. Indiana Jones, classic example of someone who doesn't like snakes.
Yes. In the third movie, they do, for anybody that actually hasn't seen the movies, Indiana Jones really hates snakes, and they actually go over why he hates them in the third movie. because he tolerated them as a kid. It's like they're just snakes. But he was actually escaping some bad guys, and he fell into a circus-trained car that had a bunch of snakes in it. That would terrify anybody as snakes. But
And then his dad doesn't like rats.
yes. Something like that didn't happen to me, but when I was a kid, I was playing with Legos in the living room. I looked down, and there it was just like a black garden snake slithered across them, and that, as a 5-year-old, that's gonna terrify you. All right, so now this area is open, and I think they kind of intend you to do that arena as Diddy Kong because of those red coins. But why would you want to do that when you can cheese it and play as Chunky Kong?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the fun of games sometimes, is just cheesing. And there you go, you got mushed. What do you think about how squishy the characters are in this game? Like,
Yes.
you know, their limbs squishing and being resized and stuff, because that's not something that ever really existed in the country games. It was just something that kind of came out of nowhere for the 64 games, and some people love it, some people hate it. I'm kind of indifferent to it.
I think it wasn't actually until like 3D games where fall damage was actually introduced, if you think about it. No, I take that back. There was Bubsy.
Well, even before that, Spelunker would like to have a word with you. The original fall damage weakest character ever. I mean, of course, even Donkey Kong kind of has it. The original Donkey Kong, so.
Oh, true.
But yeah, the inclusion of fall damage in 3D games, I feel, is so unneeded. Or if there's going to be fall damage, make sure it's like really far. But
yeah,
there's nothing worse than just like, all right, I just want to do a little bit of a jump down from this platform, whoops, fall damage. Jump from that platform, whoops, fall damage. Like, it just doesn't feel good.
Although something I kind of did enjoy doing a little bit was in a Banjo-Tooie at Grunty Industries, going all the way to the very top of like that elevator shaft and then just falling down.
I think everyone has done that. Multiple. Well, as a kid, you climb all the way up to the top, and like you don't know what's gonna happen when you get up there, and that's like, oh, none of the doors are open. What do I do now? I'll jump.
just yeet yourself down to the bottom of the shaft.
Exactly. There's no lives in that game, so I mean, unless you're doing a no death run.
Wow. Okay. I don't have wings, so the guy's not gonna talk to me. I guess a jetpack strapped to your back counts as wings.
Alright, let's do it. Now, see, as a kid, when I wasn't too good at flying, things like this were the literal worst.
Yes.
But...
However, it's nowhere near as bad as Canary Mary and in Cloud Cuckoo Land.
Yes, now that is bad. Now see, the trick with Canary Mary, I mean, of course, rapid fire is a good way to get through it. But
yes.
See, rubber bands, right? So I
think so, yes.
I think that you don't actually want to get too far ahead, which is what everyone does. People kind of go nuts right at the beginning, and then that just causes her to rubber band really bad. Where I think if you kind of take it, you know, moderately at the beginning, it gives you a better chance to get ahead later on. I think that's how it works, thinking back to it. But yeah, it was never the most fun part of Banjo-Tooie, that's for sure. And the Nintendo 64 had a lot of games where it's like, hey, just mash A really fast to beat things.
Yes.
Everyone, I don't know what everyone's obsession with it was back then, but can't say I really miss it.
Ah,
Oh
crud.
no. What? Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Ah, nice.
And our prize is a bonus barrel. So we play a minigame to get a minigame.
Just like when you did the barrel blast earlier with DK, and it's like a mini game at the end.
Although I do love this one.
I mean, again, this one kind of actually like is a real mini game.
Now I don't have any right now, but I would like to point out if I did have any of the homing ammo, it would actually use that up first.
So it would like exhaust it, and then it would go to the infinite.
Yes.
Huh. Yeah, the homing ammo is very strange. It definitely should have been like its own selectable thing, and not like automatic use.
There's never actually a point where you need it.
No, really. Like, I'm trying to think of points in the game when you even get it. Like, it's all over the place in this level.
Yes.
Like, I can't even think of many other places in the game where you pick it up.
I think that's the only minigame where to beat it you have to actually let the time go down.
Ah, true.
Alright, I think we're done here. Too bad I can't use this to just fly all over the place, but as soon as you exit this area, it's like, no, you can't do that.
That, it always freaked me out as a kid when it goes like, no! Like, whatever it's supposed to be doing. I always hated
it's
that.
King K. Rool's laugh.
Well, as a kid, I hated it. Oh, there's some bananas.
Yep, and I think there's some... No, there's not some there. Whoops, almost got it again.
What do you think of banana bunches only being worth 5 in this game? That's not how it works. I mean, it's good, because otherwise, you know, you'd probably get them too fast. But then the balloons are worth 10, so I don't know.
Well, I guess it makes sense they changed it, because if you think about it, you never think of a bunch of bananas when you go to the grocery store. You never think of like bunches of bananas as like 10 or 5. It's like different numbers.
Yeah, well, 5 is, yeah, very close. You're right. Yeah, 10 was a lot for even the original games to do, thinking about it. I guess they tried to make, like, you know, it's Donkey Kong's version of a multi-coin block, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot less effort than hitting a block 10 times to just pick up a bunch of bananas. It feels like if you have an odd number of bananas in this game that you've done something wrong.
Yeah.
Seems like they're always put in bunches of like 5 or 10. Woo.
It's like gotta move very carefully. One wrong step and you're done. One of the few instances of death pits in the game.
Right.
Ah! Whoa!
Whoa! Nice. And don't miss any bananas either.
Yeah. I can't see.
Huh.
Turn around. Turn. There you go.
Oh.
I see another bunch over there.
Yeah. What if you aimed it perfectly? You could just press the Z button and then do the charge up. Just run straight. Nice jump. Oh, 2 more and you got the medal.
I can't see.
Alright, Squawk. Come on. Yeah, this is Squawk's original role, though. Of course, back in DKC 1, all he did was hold a flashlight for you. Nice. One more. And the blueprint.
And the blueprint, yes.
It's weird. In the earlier parts of the game, it felt like the banana fairies were actually hidden. While later on in the game, it's like, oh, what's that? You got a golden banana? Well, here's a banana fairy as well.
And I actually just realized I missed one. I gotta get DK back.
Oh.
If I fell there, I was definitely blaming Squawks. Bats, the ones that actually don't hurt you. Ah, crud. Alright, so the last banana is actually over here.
And we're still looking for some tiny bananas, correct? Or was it DK?
Tiny.
Yeah.
Hit the on switch. Now hit it from here. Yes, I can.
Nicely done. I like how it doesn't just raise it. You still have to do something else.
Yes. Whoops. I think there's a balloon in there.
There was, yes.
I like how a peanut hitting a wall constitutes there being a bright little flash.
It doesn't even lift it up. It's just alright, and it explodes. Whatever.
I think Michael Bay took over for a bit there.
Michael Bay, Donkey Kong 64.
All right, so I know where there's at least 10 more bananas. It's actually where a Snide is, but to get there we need to have it be daytime. However,
Yes.
first I need to go back to the Stormy area with Donkey Kong, because inside that storage house thing, whatever that thing is there, that's where the fairy is.
Right. Yeah, you have to go all the way around.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's a tricky one. You know, I made a comment earlier about how that one with Diddy was like too easy. Well, at least this one you have to put a little bit of effort in. Nice. Now, as a kid, did you ever use the cheats that you unlocked?
What cheats? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not all cheats that you unlock.
Alright, so we are pretty much done, except for those balloons with Tiny. I'll look on YouTube later and find those. I'll probably have that at like the very start of the next part that I do.
That's too weird.
But let's head back to the clock and change it back to daytime. Oh no, I gotta get Diddy's blueprint. I know where that is. It's back at that giant mushroom. Well, I guess I can change it to daytime, so I'm not coming back here again. Oh right, I can't do that. You would think you'd be able to charge that.
True. Yeah, sometimes it's not clear, like, do I have to shoot that button? Can I just ram into it? Donkey Kong Country... No, not Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong 64 likes its buttons. Of
Yes.
all kinds.
Alright, now let's go to the giant mushroom. Not the barrel I wanted. And here we are. I think these are the last of the bananas.
Nice.
And the blueprint.
See, as a kid, when I played this game, a lot of my stories come from when I played this as a kid, because honestly, that's mostly when I played it, was back then. I've played it a bit since then, but definitely not to the degree I've like replayed all of the Donkey Kong Country games multiple times.
Yeah.
But one thing I hated was when you unlock that charge attack when you hold the B button. But I realized when I rolled or did, you know, the B button attack, I would often just hold it afterwards unconsciously. But if you do that once you unlock that charge attack, it starts slowing you down, and I absolutely hated that.
Yes.
It would always mess me up.
And here's
Those enemies feel very out of place. But yeah, here's the last bananas. Nice.
Alright, we're gonna take a 5-minute recess so I can grab some water, and then we'll turn in the blueprints and fight a boss.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back.
A few moments later.
So one Kong to go.
Yes. I think Snide's a good addition to the crew. Yes, he's not a Kong, but
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, the Donkey Kong Country Returns games kept it very basic. You get Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and then like Cranky Kong and Funky Kong. I don't think there's any Candy Kong, no Wrinkly Kong, no Swanky Kong. So, yeah, if there's ever another Donkey Kong Country Returns game, I'd love to see more Return from the Country series, the classic
Yes.
one. A DK coin in every level wouldn't be bad. Like, have you played the Returns games?
I think I played a little bit of the first one. I never played the second one.
Yeah. Like, they put puzzle pieces throughout the level instead, and the bonus games are much like this game, really, where they're very repetitive, unlike the original Donkey Kong Country games where they each were unique in their own way. So, even though the Returns games are very good, especially Tropical Freeze I like more than the original Returns, I definitely think the Super Nintendo ones are what I would go with if I had to choose one over the other.
Agreed. Yep.
It's neat the different ways that the bananas come down when you're given all
Yes.
the blueprints in.
And the last one. Alright, so we got all the blueprints for this area. This is what it looks like so far.
Very cool. Those ones on the right being DK Isle.
Yes.
Nice.
Alright, and it's boss time, and conveniently there's a portal right here. Alright, so how many bananas? 300. It's Hungry Hungry Hippo.
Really?
Out of all the bananas, I think Donkey Kongs are the only ones I would ever actually eat.
Based on the color, yes.
Yes. I mean, Donkey Kongs are just the regular yellow bananas. You would guess that Diddy's bananas are like super hot and spicy. I don't know what you would classify Lankies or Tinies.
Right.
I guess Chunkies would be like the ones that are
Just
still
unripe.
yeah, just
Yeah.
very ripe. But you can think rarer. There are no black bananas anywhere. That turns the key. And who we got this time?
What a coinkydink!
Yes! It's almost like I planned this. Alright, here we go. That was actually kind of funny without the music.
But yeah, speaking of barrels, bosses tends to be when you really do use barrels.
Yes.
It's very rarely actually in the levels.
And here we are at the point where they're actually reusing bosses. Now, this is
Yes.
not going to be the same thing as with Diddy. There are going to be changes here. Right now, it looks like it's going to be the same. However, changes are coming.
But yeah, you definitely do get that a couple times.
Like there was a change right there. He did a shockwave. Oh, I hit him just in time.
Pretty resilient to be able to literally fall into the lava and come back.
Yes. Well, he is a dragonfly, so we can probably take it a little bit.
True.
But yeah, reusing bosses in Donkey Kong has been a thing since DKC 1.
That is true, actually. That's really funny. I didn't think about it like that.
Because yeah, you fought Naughty twice. You fought the Vulture twice.
Yep.
And this is unavoidable. I don't think there's a single way to avoid taking a hit there.
Huh.
So that was hit number 3, but he's not done yet. What, a Nintendo boss that takes more than 3 hits? What is this? Removed from Donkey Kong Central.
Exactly.
Now we're in trouble. He's hit the ground hard enough that it's actually starting to sink, and if it sinks all the way down to the bottom, we lose, because we'll be in the lava. So what we do, throw a barrel at him, get big, and then just punch him in the face. I think you need to do that 4 times, I think.
Wow.
But it is a lot of fun just punching him in the face.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, like, it's good that they gave the boss a twist with Chunky Kong.
Now you do want to be careful because if you're standing on that platform where the barrel appears, it actually won't appear until you step off. So you can't be standing on it and like thinking, "Oh, I'll just wait for the barrel to appear." No, it doesn't work like that.
If you fall off the edge, do you also have to restart the whole boss fight?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, be careful.
All right, I think one more time. Actually, I think one more time is all we have left for. I don't think it'll go through a fifth. I don't think you have time for a 5th cycle.
Right. It's coming up. Yeah.
And there we go.
It's the DK key. Nicely done.
And that's almost it for Fungi Force. Unfortunately, it's not going to be 100% because we still have to go through with Lanky Kong, and we still got to find those 10 bananas. But I'll do that at a later time. Let's get out of here. Thank you for that exit level feature.
Mm-hmm. Banjo-Kazooie was originally going to have one of those in like the beta pause screen, and they took it out.
Alright, so let's go turn our key in.
Whoa. Nice.
You're still dead. If you think about it, you're dead.
If it was real, yeah. But hey, no arguments from me. The one time when there's no fall damage if you land in even like a puddle of water.
Key number 5.
You get a choice for the next world.
Yes. I like how he's strong enough to destroy that giant boulder, yet this cage is stopping him.
Like
Actually,
a mile away.
This actually does look like he can fit through that cage. I should be able to jump through. Did I never turn a key in?
Wow. Because yeah, you don't have to turn the third one in. Huh.
I thought I turned that. Wow. Okay. Because I was gonna say it looks like you should be able to fit through that thing. Like joint for a little while, but I guess not. So yeah, even though we do have a choice of where we can go next, the next spot is the ear. But that's not going to be until the next episode. Thank you so much for joining me, Andrew. I hope you had a good time.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me.
A nice little trip down memory lane.
Absolutely.
So, any closing thoughts?
Donkey Kong 64 is a really cool game. I love so many of the things that it does. And honestly, playing it along with you made the collecting go by a lot better than it sometimes can be a little bit tedious. But you did a great job. So again, thanks for having me.
So, until next time, this has been General Kenobi.
And Andrew,
We'll catch y'all next time.
see ya.